All right, good morning. Today for Science of Success by Napoleon Hill. This chapter is titled, let me make sure I enunciate this correctly, is, where we go. Faith is the master key to the science of success. And it sounds a little bit contradictory just on the surface that like faith and science would be working together. And I think part of that is because science is based around principles and laws, right? Laws are constant. Principles are constant. And the environment and applications and theories are what change, but the principles never change. They're constant, just like laws of nature, laws of God, laws of physics. They do not change. But for success to work, you need to have faith. And I think the way they articulate it is not necessarily that it's a faith as in like you have to be a Christian to be successful. No, what there boils down to is that you have to have faith that what you are doing will produce the result that you want it to. Meaning you have a goal in mind, and the actions you're taking right now, you're not getting a result from right now. You gotta sow the seed in the season of sowing, and then you reap the harvest in the season of harvest. So you don't plant a seed if you don't have faith that that seed is going to grow into a plant that you can harvest later. This principle is true in success in every area. So you have to have faith that the actions that you're taking are moving you closer towards your goal. Now, one of the things that you need to make sure that you're doing is that you're doing the things that lead to success. For instance, you can't simply say, I have faith that I'm going to have a six-pack, and then sit and eat Oreos and Doritos all day and never go to the gym. But if you have faith that you can be a healthy person, that as a healthy person you'll have a six-pack, and because you have faith in that and you know that that's coming, you choose to take action now of having proper diet and exercise, either calorie counting or eating a healthier diet and staying away from those high carb, high sugar type things, and then getting into the gym and getting some physical exercise or having a manual labor job, whatever is going to give you that. But we take those actions because we have faith that those will produce a result down the road. And success in general is like that. So even in financial or business or relational success, we want to sow into people, sow into organizations, and hopefully our time of sowing will lead to a time of reaping, the reaping of a great relationship, the reaping of financial benefit or business acumen. And so that all success is going to start with that faith. Because if you don't believe and have faith that that's where you're going, then what you do is going to lack enthusiasm. And that enthusiasm is part of what is going to help you get to the level of success that you're looking for. So next up, 7 habits of highly effective people. We are transitioning right now to the paradigm of from independence to interdependence. So independence was those first three habits that were focused on the internal, becoming something better so that you create better results. They're focused on the spectrum of things that we could control, that we have immediate control over, not indirect control over. So now as we move into interdependence, we're moving into things that we may have we have immediate control of our habits, but we don't have immediate control of other people. So these habits rely on a little bit of teamwork and the compatibility with other people. And I like the analogy that he used, and I'd heard it previously in a slightly different context, was that if you look at your relationships as bank accounts, right? So my relationship with my wife is a bank account. If I do something that builds trust, I'm making a deposit in that relationship. If I do something that violates trust, then I'm making a withdrawal from that. Or if I do something she doesn't like, I'm making a withdrawal from that bank account. And most people run around relationally in a place where they're constantly making withdrawals, but never making deposits. Men especially, I believe, have a habit or a knack for, once we get married, like we're like, yes, we got the girl, now let's go provide for the woman and provide for our spouse and go make a living so that we can show our love for our spouse by providing nice things. And we forget to actually like spend time with them and still date them and share our experiences with them. And those are the types of things that are going to build into that relationship, add trust and make deposits into those relationships. Because it's hard to pull any type of correction across a bridge with no trust, right? So I've heard it said that you can't drive a dump truck of correction across a bridge of trust that's as thin as paper. And ultimately, when we're talking about interdependence, we're talking about teamwork and leadership and management and development of interpersonal relationships that allow us to achieve a goal that relies on some synergy of multiple people without destroying the relationship, so that we can have a more fruitful relationship, so we can make deposits in the relationship. And he really lays the foundation there and shares with us about 6 or 7 different ways of making deposits into relationships. And the other key to that is that they take time, right? A lot of people, and he brings this up, a lot of people are looking for quick fixes instead of being willing to take the time to develop a relationship, whether that's a work relationship, whether that's a business partnership, whether that's a marriage, whether that's a relationship with your kids or a friend or a family member. And I love that the principles he uses analogies and shares stories from every area of life, so that you know that they are true principles and not just flaky applications of a principle. So it's very well written, and so fired up to see what's coming next. So appreciate you guys. Condense the pain, stay accountable. This is the Accountability Project.